Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome back to AF9 Deep Truth Files. They call me Ancient. Now, today, all we're doing is just looking at ways and means to just keep on raising the vibration, setting the right frequency, move in alignment. So I won't even hold you up. Let's jump into the video and see what's going.
Listen fast because I ain't finna talk slow, okay? Emotional intelligence is a learned skill. That shit is not a personality trait. That shit ain't got nothing to do with your zodiac sign. Niggas have written books about how to regulate your emotions on a day-to-day basis. Niggas die from poor emotional intelligence. They teach it. So I figure today you gonna meet Professor Deja Vu and we're gonna have our first lesson on awareness and accountability. It's finna get serious. Okay, look, because I ain't into all that lecturing and all that long talk type shit, I'm gonna give you one example and make 2 points. I'm gonna shoot one shot, bow, hit 2 targets. So you better listen fast because I ain't finna talk slow. Look, you moving, you running, you got some nice shoes on, you boom, bust your shit, break your nail. Damn, running in these damn shoes made me break my nail. That, my friend, that's awareness. You made an observation. Good job. I give you that. Same situation. You running. You trying to get there. Boom. You bust your shit. You break your nail. Now this person says, I'm going to turn Netflix off at 10 p.m. tonight. That, my friend, is accountability. Now you may be wondering, Professor Deja, what the fuck does Netflix got to do with my broken nail? I'm finna tell you. You running in them damn good shoes because you couldn't find no parking spot. You couldn't find no parking spot because you left the house at 8:15 knowing you're supposed to be up out of there at 8. Now you up out of there at 8:15 because you woke up thinking your scissor hitting snooze back to back. You woke up thinking your scissor because last night you went to sleep at 3 a.m. watching goddamn Netflix. That is accountability, right? Now look, it's motherfuckers 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old having the same conversations with different people going through the same course of life year after year trying to figure out what the fuck, why the fuck. And it's because they gumdrop head ass think the shoe is their fucking problem.
I like the analogy. It speaks for itself. Oh my days.
At the beginning of your spiritual awakening, the universe always removes one person out of your life. And there's always someone you wasn't ready to lose. When your energy shifts during a spiritual awakening, your soul starts detaching from your old identity. And this one person that was part of your old identity drained your energy the most. So they got to go. It's the one that you've been trying to fix. And it's the one that your intuition been warning you about. And when they do leave out,
sometimes that person that the universe removes from your life, it can also be the old you. It's the old version of you that keeps on holding you back, pulling you in. It gotta go. You gotta go. And you gotta get rid of everything that's associated with that old version. Stop living in nostalgia. Let it go.
Your life, it's going to happen suddenly. It can be an argument. It can be a big breakup, or it can just be distance. And the reason why this is happening is because your awakening is upgrading your frequency. And if people that's in your life not on the same frequency you're on, they got to go. So if someone has recently faded out of your life, don't chase them. Your soul is just making room for people that's on the same.
Real talk. Don't hit the rewind button. Don't live in the past. Move forward. Don't go to familiarity. As you know, that's ego. So what's familiar, what's safe, what was potentially looking safe, it's not really. So let it go and then move forward with your intuition. Let it guide you. It will never steer you wrong.
Frequency that you're on. Remember this, your awakening didn't take someone away from you. It freed you from who you used to be. If this has happened to you, leave it in the comments. Peace, get woke, and keep rising.
The reason why you want it so badly is because of the version of you who already has it in the future. Let that really sink in, and I'm going to say it again. The reason why you want it so badly is because of the version of you who already has it in the future, because desire is not random when it comes to the quantum. It is not wishful thinking. It is not you being unrealistic. It is actually a memory. It's your future self sending a signal back to you going, this is real. This is meant for you.
You know, sometimes I sit down and I think to myself, like, you ever been in a situation where you say, you know, what would I say to my past self, like going through certain situations, and you know, you're not looking at like a regret, because we all need all of those experiences, regardless of how hurtful or how pleasant it was. We need it. Like, you sit there and you send that message saying, I would say this to my younger self, or that to my younger self. I would have done this better. You wonder if that's you telepathically tapping in and sending that message that could potentially cause that desire that you feel, such as like what she's saying now. We know what we want to be right now. We might not be where we want to be, but we're not where we used to be. And moving forward, you wonder if it's your future self sitting there now, I don't know, on a beach, just chilling and just say X, Y, Z, thinking that, and you're picking up this frequency because it's still you. And that could be the desire that she's talking about, being that, don't worry, and something inside of you, some inkling inside of you making you aware that, yes, it will happen.
Is coming because you don't crave things that aren't meant for you. You crave things because at some level you have already lived them. That pull you feel, that is destiny calling to you. So instead of questioning, why do I want these things? Start trusting that you want them, because the desire itself is proof that you are already on the path. If you did not have the desire, it would not be meant for you. You are not chasing a random dream. You are remembering a destination, and every step you take toward it is just you walking yourself home.
What you want starts with controlling the thoughts you repeat. You may not notice it, but your mind copies whatever you think the most. Repeat worry, you move like someone who expects problems. Repeat doubt, you act like someone who's not ready. But repeat thoughts of strength, clarity, and possibility, and your whole energy changes. You start making choices the future you would make. You see opportunities the old you would have missed. So choose better thoughts on purpose. Repeat the ones that match the life you want, not the life you're trying to grow out of. Because once your thoughts shift, your life has no choice but to follow.
I would say change what you look at, and what you look at will change, because that can also affect like how you think. You know, like the news, yes, it's good to be informed, but it depends on what information you're gathering, you're absorbing. So put some effort, take it step by step as well, to watch what you're absorbing, and then that will start eventually over time change how you think, change your thought patterns. Whenever negative thoughts come your direction, remember, it's equal possible. If you can fail, you can also win. So start seeing yourself in a winning position as well. These things will change the way how you think, and then when you start seeing yourself in a winning position, then these are higher frequency. Whatever winning feels like to you, it's you, it's your race. You understand? You win when you decide when you're winning.
It's what other people won't see in an involvement. It's what other people won't see, and it involves a great deal of integrity of will. You know, the hardest thing for me is to leave a situation that I'm enjoying, that I know is not very fruitful. But I also know it's okay to feel bad about doing the right thing. Yeah. Because that means you were loving genuinely. Most of the time, you are.
Video speaks for itself.
The emotion that you have to some problem or condition, or the stronger the emotion that you have to some problem or condition or person in your life, the more you're paying attention to them. So they captured your attention. So you're giving your power away. Wow. to that person, right? Because they're capturing your attention. So then there's an energetic connection to every person, everything in your past, present reality has your energy connected to it. So now, this is the significance. When a person really decides to be defined by a vision of the future instead of the memory of the past, the hardest part about it is all of a sudden becoming conscious and not making the same unconscious choice. So then, if you lower the volume to your frustration, to your hatred, to your anger, if you truly knew how to do that, if you lowered the volume to that emotion, you would take your attention off that person, which means you would begin to break those energetic bonds, and now you're taking your power back. Yes. You're calling energy back to you, and we've measured this, and all of a sudden it builds this bigger electromagnetic field around the person's body. That's energy to heal. That's energy to create a new future with, right? And then if you didn't want to lower the volume to the emotion, then just take your attention off the person. And every time you take your attention off the person, if you became conscious of that, you wouldn't feel the emotion. Now, the body, though, has been addicted to that emotion because you're using that person to reaffirm your addiction to hatred or frustration. And if that person died, you'd find another one. So then here you go now. So now you're in a position now where you begin to lower the volume to that emotion. And the body's going, wait a second, you've been doing this for the last 20 years, and all of a sudden you're just going to stop hating? And the body says, well, I've been conditioned this way, and conditioning is based on the past. So when the body feels the lack of that emotion, just like a drug addict, it says, hey, you're off schedule here. So now the body starts influencing the mind to think about experiences that are embossed in the brain that are based on that emotion. So the emotion now is causing you to
big manifestation is about to come into reality, typically 3 things will happen, usually simultaneously. Hi, I'm Seven. I'm your local manifestation girly. I approach manifestation scientifically in a way that makes it easier, quicker, and more predictable. And I teach you how to do that in my Quantum Creation Masterclass. Link in my bio. The first thing is that your old reality has to collapse. It sounds scary, and it sometimes is. I'm not gonna lie to you. From a quantum perspective, your life is made up of probabilities. We exist in the quantum field, which is an infinite field of probabilities all coexisting at one time. When you set an intention, you begin aligning with a new probability. And through observation, the observer effect, thought, emotion, and visualization, you begin to collapse that probability into your current lived reality. But you can't experience 2 different realities at the same time. You are a 3D being. Therefore, your old reality has to dissolve. And that process often looks like loss or chaos. You lose opportunities, people disappear, there's strange delays, it feels like everything's going wrong. This is just what has to happen when you're transitioning to a new reality. From your perspective, it looks like breakdowns. But from the universal perspective, it looks like precise calibration.
Exactly. You have to go through, it's like it's always the darkest before the sunshine, before the sun comes up. You have to go through that storm to experience and appreciate the calm. So I know exactly what she's feeling. So you will have all you're wondering why all my friends are going. You will lose your job you're in. Hell, you might even end up going homeless. And you're like, why is this happening to me? Check out the stories of loads of successful people. When you hear them, when they speak, they went through some stuff before the big breakthrough. But that's what happens. You just have to stay firm and stay strong and just believe in yourself.
Second thing, cognitive dissonance kicks in. From a psychological standpoint, your subconscious is built to maintain stability. When you start believing in a new identity, the one that has more confidence, success, love, your brain experiences cognitive dissonance, which is just that uncomfortable clash between your old beliefs and your new ones. That tension is going to make you feel uncomfortable and uncertain. But really, your mind is just rewiring. Okay? Don't stop reaffirming and don't turn back. Third, the emotional detox. Energetically, as your vibration rises, low frequency emotions like fear, doubt, guilt, and shame, they rise in order to be cleared. Because the you that has what you want doesn't experience those feelings anymore. So in order to solidify this new version of you, you have to get on the other side of them. And it's not punishment. It's a deep cleansing of your vibration. You can't move into expansion while carrying the frequency of contraction. Those three things typically come together into something I call the Great Crash. It typically comes before the void, that step where nothing is happening, the step right before your manifestation pops up. So when it feels like everything is falling apart, don't spiral. Your old life is simply moving to the side to make room for your new one. In essence, the Great Crash is just creation in disguise.
Yeah, because you asked for it, you put in the work and stand the universe to align, to connect all the dots to make sure everything will be going according to plan. But you're going to be put to the limits and you have to push it to the limit. Thank you for everyone for sticking around for another video by AF9D Truth Files. They call me Ancient. Tell a friend, like, comment, share, subscribe. Peace.